Even though the Americans had a very poor Navy fleet, they had some amazing stories. The American Navy started in the October of 1775. The Continental Congress authorized the creation of the Continental Navy and established the Marine Corps in November. At the time, the British had the best navy in the world. From 1776 to 1783, the British forces occupying New York City used abandoned or decommissioned warships anchored just offshore. The Americans had only 27 ships to the British 270. Some of the ships that the Americans had were named the Barkentine, Brig, Cutter, Brigantine, Merchantman, Snow, Frigate, Schooner, and Wherry. As usual, the Americans had a different way of fighting. The Americans would attack supply ships so that the British would lose valued resources. Really, that was the whole reason the Navy was made. During the year of 1777, the Americans won the Battle of Saratoga, gaining them one of their most powerful allies, the French. The French, with a grudge against England after losing to them in the French and Indian War, they joined the Americans. The Americans used the French Navy to their advantage to help them win the war. Many of the ships that the Americans had were privately owned. They were known as privateers. Their navy was essential for when the Americans attacked the British in Yorktown. They had cornered the British by sea while the Americans cornered them by land. One of the most well-known battles was with John Paul Jones as captain. After he was surrounded, one of the British officers asked John to surrender. He returned with his famous quote, "I have not yet begun to fight!" After 3 hours of harsh battling, the group of British ships that asked John to surrendered. In the end, the Americans won the war, even though their navy wasn't the best. They used their friends and resources to help win the war. Thank you for watching my presentation. Good night. Or morning, whichever one it is.